Kalonzo feels this is his time. Even by age alone, by seniority. Surely Kina Matiang'i should queue behind him. Kina Natembeya should. If they don't queue behind him and they run on their own, then the Kalonzo becomes number 4. Do you think the campus in the runoff will vote for Matiang'i? So me, I know about these people. They are not happy. Many Kalenjin people are not happy with the president. I'm telling you the truth. And I've told the president, he can send his boys to go and confirm what I'm saying. Gashaga says, you see what? You can't die from morning to evening. You just die once. Those are very serious sentiments. Governments fear men like those.
Great to see you. Hello there and welcome to Herman Manyora's YouTube channel. My name is Jedel Kabir. It is always a pleasure to have you joining us every single day for these conversations here that we say we hope will help our politicians in making better policy decisions and informed political moves. Today I also hope that you'll make a better decision when it comes to where you're staying, because as you can see here, I'm wearing a reflector because I'm in a construction of 1442 Kusini apartments here in Sore, South B. I'll be telling you why we are here. We have 2 bedrooms. We have 1 bedroom, but I've been told 2 bedrooms have already been booked. But of course, if you can come here, you can get something for yourself. But I'll be telling you a little bit about that, how you can get apartment. This is not the first time we've been here. And of course, 1442 Kusini have invited us once again because there's a lot of people asking about these apartments here in South B. I'll be talking to you about that later, but I'm here with Prof. Manyora. Great to see you. How are you doing today?
Wonderful.
Wonderful, because you're at 1442 Kusini.
Yes.
I've been told 1 bedrooms, a lot of people are buying them for their children, and so I have to ask, will you buy me one? Conversation off camera.
And you're good, Mazen.
We're talking about politics in the country, even as we're talking about 1442 Kusini. Of course, we have the Tawe movement happening in Western. We have the Gachagua movement, Skiza Ground in Mount Kenya. And then we have also the conversation about freedom of speech. I want to talk about, is the politics of 2027 heating up? And that's why we are seeing people getting arrested. I've seen an MP saying there's freedom of speech, but we cannot guarantee you freedom after speech. But if you look at how government is handling the heat, how would you describe the current scenario or the pulse of the country, government and people?
I think there's a feeling that government is overreacting. Government doesn't seem to know that times have changed. So the government is doing certain things that leave people wondering, is government aware that we are in the 21st century? That this is the year 2025? So there's something about government being out of touch with reality.
What would you say has attributed to this? Is it the Gachagua, Natembeya hit? Is it the Gen Z and their online activism? Is it government unaware of how to deal with the situation in the country?
Is it, just like I've said, first of all, there's a lot of tension in the country. There's a lot of anger in the country. There's a lot of pain in terms of the cost of living. The economy is doing badly. Evidence is everywhere. Now, what government is doing is, rather than deal with the issues that are affecting Mwananchi, government is thinking they can stop people from reacting, from talking about the issue, from expressing themselves. I think government has a very clear choice to deal with the issues that people are raising, especially young people, the Gen Zs, or try to shut them up. I'm sorry, you cannot shut people up. Not in the 21st century, not in the year 2025, not in Kenya. You know, Kenyans have tasted freedom. And government only needs to understand that we began tasting the cake of freedom from us way back as 1990. So really, 35 years later, you think you can deny Kenyans their freedom? I think it can't work.
I'm trying to merge governance and politics. We're seeing this happening in Western, Trans Nzoia, Natembeya, getting arrested, EACC officers raiding his place. We saw some of his colleagues, county workers being arrested. at the law courts. And then you ask yourself, is this correlating, government dealing with politics, and how would you describe that when it comes to governance too? Which is the best way to dealing with the likes of Natembeya? Work for the people, or actually use politics to silence those who are critical?
The best way to deal with people like Natembeya and the other governors is to look at the Constitution and ask yourself, what does the Constitution say? These are two levels of government. A governor is head of a government, just as President Ruto is head of the national government. These are two levels. The Constitution talks very clearly. These levels are independent and interdependent. So if you respect the independence of the county governments, then there is a way you will handle the governors so that the head of a county government, who is a governor, cannot be treated like a common criminal. Just like it will be very sad if we were to treat the head of state or head of government, the president, for example, just like any other common criminal. So we've gone to the extent, as a people of this country, to protect the president by saying that while in office, the president is immune from prosecution. Not above the law, immune from prosecution. You cannot take the president to court while he is president. You wait until he serves his term, then you can take him to court. Why have we done that? Because you need dignity for that office. You need to guard against people who will come with all manner of things against the president and drag the president's name in mud. Equally, although the governor does not enjoy immunity from prosecution, we can achieve the same thing by handling the governor with the dignity, knowing he's head of government, just like the president is head of a government. So how do we do it? First, we do thorough investigations before we arrest a governor or begin the process, whether it's arrest or prosecution. Let's have sufficient evidence. Okay? Second thing is, you can summon the governor to appear. Actually, indeed, you should, the governor should be summoned to appear. Okay? But to go and arrest a governor, ransack his home, like he's just another common criminal, that will not work. I said that many years ago when Mwangi wa area was arrested, former governor of Murang'a. I said, look, what are we telling the world? The governor cannot be a common criminal.
Is this government?
Now the sad bit is they do that,
yes,
but these things never get anywhere. How I wish you did it in a more dignified way. Telephone call, email, whatever it is, appear at the DCI headquarters on such and such a. Then the governor comes. Or at Integrity Center, they come. Present them to court. And because they are head of government, you need to give them, you need to process them quickly so that they can go back to their work. Put them in jail. I want governors to be jailed. But while dealing with them, remember they are heads of government.
Okay.
Do it with dignity. They do all manner of drama. At the end of the day, they have never jailed one. So then it leaves me thinking, this is all political.
So this is government, silencing dissenting voices.
Yes.
When you look at Natembeya's case.
Yes.
Simple
Because
as that.
if government had been serious, I mean, by government, I mean organs of government, DCI, ESEC, ODPP, the judiciary. Mbona hujafunga hata gavana moja? Hii drama yote wanatupa ni ya nini? Why haven't they arrested, jailed one governor? How I wish we could be having 10 of them in jail. But the drama convinces me that it's all political.
And what threat does Natembeya have?
It's
This is also a question. Is government feeling the heat? 2027, Natembeya Western. Is it that much of a threat in
Government is feeling the heat. And I've said this. And I said it before it happened.
Yes.
I advised President Ruto, don't impeach Gachagua. Don't impeach Gachagua. You'll wish you didn't do it. Because a friend of mine called John, you know John, eh?
Yes.
He said, wish for anything, but don't wish for Gachagua to be your enemy.
For anything but Gashaga.
Yes. Don't have him as your enemy, fighting you. You can't have peace. The guy is doing it in a style that has never been done before in this country. He's hitting hard. Nobody will wish to have an enemy like Gachagua. Nobody will need to enter a war with Gachagua. Because the guy is unconventional. You can't describe Gachagua. He's fighting both guerrilla
Yes.
and conventional war.
At the same time.
Yes.
We'll talk about Gachagua, but come back to Natembeya.
Yes.
I've asked you, how much of a threat is he to the presidency?
Natembeya is a big threat in two ways. First of all, he can snatch away the Western vote from Ruto very easily, either by running for presidency. And remember, even if Natembeya runs for presidency, all Luyas will vote for him. All. Or by deputizing somebody. So the biggest threat that Natembeya poses to Ruto is that he snatches the entire Western bloc, the Luya vote, from him. That's a serious. And then the other one is people like Natembeya and Gachagua may embolden other people. That's what rulers fear most.
Emboldening other people.
Other people.
So that they are not afraid of government.
Yes. Kumbe serikali inaweza ambiwa tu maneno na hakuna kitu utafanywa. Kumbe unaweza shikwa tu hivi na uachiliwa na hakuna kitu inaendelea. Gachagua, is it Gachagua? Gachagua says, you see what? You can't die from morning to evening. You just die once. Those are very serious sentiments. Governments fear men like those. So Natembeya could embolden people. He has reduced other Western leaders into kids who can't speak in Western. Only Natembeya can now speak. So they fear.
Of course, you'll tell me whether Ruto can actually get support, even before we talk about Gachagua. But we are here at 1442 Kusini, Sore Road, South B. And of course, I'm sitting in a one-bedroom apartment going for 5.7 million Kenya shillings. Actually, the price has increased because the demand is too high.
It was how much before?
5.4 million.
Last time we were here.
Now it's 5.7.
Hardly 2 months ago.
Because the two bedrooms that were at 7.4 are now at 7.7.
And they are
all
not
of
even
them
there.
have been booked.
Yes.
You can imagine someone who invested then with one of these two bedrooms apartment. Now they've actually got 250,000 shillings increment in the investment. And that's why I'm telling you to get this apartment here. Of course, if you don't have the money right now, there's a Kenya mortgage refinance company that offers affordable mortgage rates of up to 10% with payment plans of up to 25 years, offering up to 105% financing. So you cannot say you don't have the money. Of course, when you go to them, they'll actually help you. And you can actually pay 10% now because the apartments are still in construction. I don't know if you can hear some sound happening around here. And then you can pay 60% during the construction and then 20% on completion. There are amenities. There is the lift, elevator, there is the CCTV camera, there is water, there is everything that you need close to the CBD. There are roads, the transport here is good. If you know South B, then you know this place is actually the best place for you. So you can contact 1442 Kusini at 0700 586 243, and you can also visit www.1442kusini.com. They say redefine you, redefine your home, because now that you know we are looking at this apartment, we're actually at a showroom, and you can see how good this place looks, even in the video as it's passing through. There are schools, there are churches, there are mosques in South Bay. So this is the right place to be if you're looking for a place to actually invest. And if
you're in the diaspora,
even in the diaspora,
if you want us to give you, I have talked to the owners. I took that trouble, talked to the owners. I've looked at the document, and to the best of my knowledge, if you want due diligence and you are in America, you are in Australia,
Yeah.
wherever you are, reach out to me and I can confirm for you some details. You know, there are people who are very careful. This is money which is hard-earned money. You don't want just to throw it away. If you want any confirmation, if you want details beyond the people selling it, you can reach out to me through our number, ask
Yes.
for me. I will confirm for you. Whatever detail you want, confirm.
And even if you're in the diaspora, you
Yes,
can still pay.
especially those ones.
You can still get your house completed while you are in the diaspora. You don't have to come to Kenya. You know this
And if there are questions you
Yes.
feel you want an independent, a third
person.
party opinion
Yes.
beyond the people selling,
Yes.
you can always reach out to me.
You know,
I can give you the comfort.
There are these cases of people in the diaspora sending money to family for family to buy property.
It's difficult, I know.
And so many people are crying, especially those in Arabian countries.
I have looked at the arrangement. They have the money goes to the bank. I've taken trouble to look at the whole thing.
So you can talk to us. Of course, there's a backup generator, underground tank, Dobby area. It's all en suite, high ceiling, ample parking, rooftop access. It can't get any better, especially when you're this close to the CBD of Nairobi. But Prof, let's get back to the conversation. We were talking about Gachagua, we were talking about Natembeya, and then you talked something about Gachagua, saying that you can only die once.
You can't die from morning to evening. You are dying. No,
Yes.
You just die once.
How much of a danger is Gachagua? Let me go there. Even as we are talking about this hit that is happening in the country, how much of danger is Gachagua to the presidency?
Gachagua he's a threat in many ways. First of all, he has managed to get the mountain together. He has rallied the mountain together against Ruto, against government. He has come up with a party, and I've said before, irrespective of how anything else goes, who they support for president and what have you, the role of Jubilee, the role of, irrespective of all that, if you are not in Gashagua's party, to be elected on the mountain will be a very difficult thing. Almost impossible.
Does he know this? This is why he's going for the leaders, calling them stupid, calling them this is the worst caliber of leaders. Does he already know this?
He knows it. He knows it. You cannot survive political election in Mount Kenya in 2027 if you are not with DCP.
Skis
on the ground. So that's how dangerous it is for him. Secondly, this boldness. He's saying things nobody would dare say.
Yeah.
The revelations is, whether you call them revelations or accusations, whether they are true or not, people don't even care.
Yes.
And that's another danger, I said. What Gashaga says, everybody believes. That's how bad now it is. I've told President Ruto and his people, you can't even try to counter. When Gachagua says something, whether it is true or not, people believe it. When you counter and you say things about Gachagua, nobody listens. Oh, Gachagua is the one who was bringing in sugar. I told them, oh, this is Sudi. Yes. Forget, nobody cares about it. And that is how human nature works.
Sudi has done so many videos.
Nobody listens. Nobody, nothing. Basic communication. I thought the government has a few people who have done a little communication studies. Kidogo to see ati kama mahali kama sisi tuko. Tuko chini kidogo. Angewaambia serikali. That's how human nature works. At this juncture, people believe Gachagua. If you come up with anything counter, whatever you say against people, they have closed their ears. Yeah. And what Gachagua says doesn't even need to be true. Now, knowing that, he can come up with all manner of outrageous accusations. And people will believe them. So that's another danger. But more lethal is the courage. That courage, he's going to get followers. People who will do like him. Now there are two with Natembeya. I don't know how Matiang'i will come in. Then another person. Then they make the whole country against the president.
And so you ask yourself, where will Ruto get votes for 2027? You're talking about Matiang'i, Kisii, maybe some support from Mount Kenya. We're talking about Natembeya. We're talking about Gashaga. We're talking about Kalonzo from the eastern region. Will Ruto have enough support to actually win 2027, despite the hit that we are seeing now, that is even infringing on the freedoms of Kenyans?
You see, there are two things about Ruto. One, which we may agree, but a few people may not agree. So we can have a debate about that is not running government well. I think everybody should know that, including his own supporters. They know Ruto and government, the two are not going hand in hand. He's not good at running government. And many things are going wrong. But something over which we can have no debate is that Ruto knows how to play politics. That one there can be no debate. When it comes to politics, the guy knows it. And he has the energy for the politics. If he had half that energy for government, in 5 or 10 years, whatever years you'll have, this will be a wonderful place. Have the energy he has for politics. Have the ability he has for politics. Just half of that ability, if he had the same for government, running government, Kenya will be a wonderful place. So because this man is a professor of politics, he can wriggle through.
But why is he receiving this much hate if he's the professor of politics? Why is he receiving this much hate? Why can't he balance politics and government?
Because he plays politics at the expense of government.
He can't balance.
He can't balance. And he thinks, like other people think, you are smart. You know, when you are very good at politics, you think you are smart. So the confidence comes from thinking he's very smart. Maybe he's right, maybe he's wrong. But now, and I've said it from the time he became president, government was always going to suffer. You remember?
Yes.
And I said it from even the way he chose his government, the way he formed his government, the way he got his ministers. It gave you a clear indication that here is a man who has serious belief in himself. And he does not even intend to be assisted to run government by anybody. That's why for him, anybody can be a minister. I said that, and I've said it repeatedly. And you see it is true. So, because government is suffering, it is affecting politics. So he's playing politics very well. And why am I saying he's a politician?
Yes, professor, you said.
He can wriggle through all. You can have all your numbers. He can have 35% and you have 65. Lakini atacheza na hiyo 65 vile Moi alicheza. Mpaka muone hiyo 35% yake inampeleka state house. Even with the new, I know somebody say 50 plus 1.
Yes, isi mlolongo system.
That 50 plus 1 will be achieved because if you have 10 million votes, just for example, and we are saying out of 10 million votes which are there to be cast, Ruto has 3.5. The opposition has 6.5. Part of playing in the game is to reduce the 10 million votes into perhaps 6.5. I don't know again.
I've seen IBC wants a new registrar, come up with a new registrar.
So if you reduce 10 million votes to 6.5 and he has 3.5, he already has more than 52%, 50%. Is that right? That's yes. What I'm saying. He can fragment your votes. And in the process of fragment, let nobody think I don't know what I'm talking about.
Yes.
Let me give a practical example. Supposing he succeeds to divide the opposition, so the Matiang'i runs, Kalonzo runs, Natembeya runs, or Malwa runs. Do you know the effect of that? Many Kenyans will give up. From the 65% that belong to angry Kenyans. You know, an angry person is a very engaged person. So when you disappoint him by seeing Matiang'i is running, Kalonzo is running, that disappointed will reduce the 6.5 million votes into even 4 million votes or less, turning out to vote. Him, being the politician he is, he will secure his minority 40 or 35% votes. He will hold tight unto his minority vote. The few votes he has. 35 to 40% is what Ruto has. The way I see. Yeah. He doesn't have beyond that. Of the total votes before they are cast. By fragmenting the opposition, the disappointment among the people on the other side of the majority may kill 2.5 million votes. Say, watch I waste of time.
But some say Ruto is losing everyone. When you look at this heat, when you look at freedom of speech, when you look at people being arrested.
Yes.
Where will he get this 35%?
No, you'll have. When you are in power, when you are in power, there are people who will die with you. Let me tell Kenyans so that if they want to hate me, they hate me a lot more than they have done so far. If you go to Rift Valley, among the Kalenjin people, who are my people, you know, you've been to my place, you know, Kalenjamin and, you know, Chui.
Yes, yes.
So we are neighbors and same location, same villages, and then the Rift Valley just the road. When you cross the road from my place, that's come to Gambogi, one side, the road coming home.
Yes.
When they used to arrest people kwa Busa, ukishikwa on the right, unapelekwa Kapsabet kotini.
Yeah.
Ukishikwa on the left, unapelekwa Vihiga kotini ama Hamisi. You see?
Yes.
So me, I know about these people. They are not happy. Many Kalenjin people are not happy with the president. I'm telling you the truth. And I've told the president, he can send his boys to go and confirm what I'm saying. But when it comes to voting, because this is Kenya, they will vote for him. I don't buy the idea that even Kalenjin will not vote for Moi. For
Ruto.
I don't buy it. They will vote for it. This is Kenya.
Yeah.
Then do not take for granted Raila's support. It will come with a few million votes.
She said recently, even Raila cannot help Ruto.
No,
that's a quote that
it
is
depends
going
on what I'm saying.
Yes.
And the way, the context which I'm
context.
saying. You see? And some of the things you see in media, I've not even said them.
Yeah.
You just see, Herman says this, Manyora is not true sometimes.
Yes.
Or out of context. What I'm saying is, Raila will bring votes. Ruto has his own base. Don't forget, no distance. Let's just, we are Kenyans. Let's talk to them about the Somali. Those are serious votes for Ruto. And the people are forgetting these things. Very serious votes for Ruto. Ruto has the entire northeastern province. Garissa, Wajir, Mandela. You know, young men there can make a lot of noise in town about one term. But the main voter in that region will vote for Ruto. So you got Raila there, northeastern, Rift Valley. You are already on 30%, 35%. It's already there. So if you don't work against Ruto with that figure of 35, 40 in mind, you lose. So you have to lock him there. And you have to ensure your 60% remains active up to the ballot. If you rejoice in the fact that Ruto has no following, when the truth is he has, the truth is people of Rift Valley will vote for Ruto. The truth is Raila will bring votes for Ruto, unless they part ways. The truth is Ruto has the entire northeastern. Northeastern has always gone with the government. There's no magic about it. They remained with Moi until the last day. You know, Raila is only magic that happened for them for the first time. But then he was with Uhuru. So if he has northeastern, he has Raila, he has Rift Valley. Who tells you he doesn't have sufficient votes to threaten the opposition if the opposition is fragmented?
Fragmented if.
Now, let me also advise Kenyans. Let's say Ruto gets 40%. And meaning nobody gets 50% plus 1. So there's a runoff. Do you know, assuming then Kalonzo did not get to be number 2, he's blaming Matiang'i.
Or Natembeya.
Do you think they will vote for them? His people. You think Kalonzo's people? Kalonzo is now number 4 or number 3. You think the Kambas will vote for people who denied him because it was his right? Kalonzo feels this is his time. Even by age alone, by seniority. Surely Kina Matiang'i should queue behind him. Kina Natembeya should. If they don't queue behind him and they run on their own, then the Kalonzo becomes number 4. Do you think the Kambas in the runoff will vote for Matiang'i? Will they? They'll vote for Ruto. And this is here sabu rais minaambia wa Kenya.
Yeah.
That seems to be suggesting strongly to Kenyans. If the opposition doesn't unite and produce one candidate by consensus, not through fighting, they just agree that this is Kalonzo's time. Or let's give Matiang'i as the best shot. And all the other leaders support him. They should forget beating Ruto. It can't happen. You cannot beat Ruto.
Plain simple truths.
Hiyo wezi, najua nao nikisema wasiki. Wasema Ruto is so gone even if 5 people stood. Happy. Si watu walisema hivi 92 Moi akawacharaza. tap mwereka chini. 97 chini.
These are different times, Prof. Different times.
Yeah. The different times must produce unity of the opposition. They must know the man you call Kasongo. The other names, I don't know which one. I can remember Kasongo. Zakayo.
Yes.
Another one?
I've forgotten the others.
El Chapo.
El Chapo.
Another one? Ryan, any other? That man is not a joke.
Well, we are here sitting at a 1-bedroom in South B going for 5.7 million. And of course, for people like me, you don't need someone to buy for you. I remember I asked Prof, you can get me one. But you can go to the Kenya Mortgage Refinance Company. Offers affordable mortgage of rates of below 10% with payment plans of up to 25 years and 105% financing. You know, this place you can pay 20% as deposit, 60% during construction, 20% on completion. The amenities are here, from CCTVs to backup generators, underground tank, Dobby area. It's all ensuite. You can get your laundry.
And completion
area.
is just about around the corner. December, understand?
December, I believe.
Yeah.
And 2 bedrooms have already been booked. But of course, if you can call and you have cash, I think I can talk to Njau, who's doing the brokering here, and he can get you something. But there's high ceiling, ample parking, rooftop access, close to the CBD. There are churches, there are schools, there's mosques, because if you know South B, close to town, you can easily do your business here. 1 and 2
anybody
bedrooms,
hesitating
apartments.
in making the decision.
Yes.
Hey, I'm in Australia. How do I call me?
Straight.
Just call me. I'll give you the comfort you need. I'll check what you want checked. I'll check including with the bank before you send your money there. I'll talk to the desk, the officer handling this because they have been financed to construct by a bank. And that's why the money from clients is being paid direct to a specific account in the name of the client who is buying. And the bank cannot release that money. I've checked many things. But if you want more comfort, you want to know that is not a big risk you are taking. Of course, you do your own due diligence.
Yes.
But if you ask me to check for you specific aspects of the deal, I'm more than willing to do for you.
And even those who want to invest.
Yes.
You have 5.7 million somewhere.
Yes.
Get your apartment here, add it to investment portfolio, sell it later. This is South B.
Or give it out monthly rents.
Yes, this is a
the rents here are very good.
Here in South B.
Yeah.
Thanks for tuning into this conversation. It's 1442 Kusini. Go to www.1442kusini.com, or you can call them at 0700 586 243. Goodbye for now. Good. 20.